Guys, welcome back to Top Tipper Betting Tips. I hope you're having a fantastic weekend and you're getting ready for today's racing. We didn't have a good day at Durbanville and Turffontein. However, we did tip 6 winners in each selections. 6 at Turffontein and 6 at Durbanville. We tipped the PA in Durbanville, but it never returned anything. Our best bet ran third, Maria's World, paid R1.30 a place. And Flying Grace ran third, but it didn't pay a place because of the field. So we're very disappointed with that. However, we've got the Warrigal today at Greyville, and he's going to steer us in the right direction today. I'll hand over to you, the Warrigal.
Thank you, Dale Boy. Racing comes to us from Greyville Turf on Sunday, the 17th of October, 2021. Please note that there has been rain overnight and the conditions will be soft. Just be careful in case they do switch the meeting to the poly, as then you must tread very carefully because my selections are for the turf and you must look out for the poly horses if this happens. Okay, it is an 8-race program. The first race is off at 12:35. It's a maiden plate, 1,200 meters. And this is a very tricky race to start off the day. The first leg of the bipot as well. And my Nora first selection is number 1, Barrington. Has had quite improved recent form. Shows good pace. Rachel Vinegar is in top form. Takes 4 kilograms off the back of this Son of Ideal World, and from pole position could be hard to peg back if this 4-year-old bag gelding dictates the pace. Currently at 12-1. For second, going for number 6, Purple Operator. Moderate last run over much further. Drops back and trip to the 1,200. Did run a good penultimate race over 1,400 at the Pietermaritzburg track. And with Muzi retaining the ride for the informed Duncan Howes, could pose a possible threat back on the turf. And will make his course debut on the turf track at Greyville. For third, going for number 5, Coin Spinner. Jumped from a wide draw second time out over the course in distance. Gets a much more favourable draw today of 5. Interesting jockey booking of Lyle Hewitson, and must be included in all bets. And for fourth, we're going to go for number 7, Black White Dynamite. Made a fair enough debut in a smallish field of it, 1,200 on the poly. There were some excuses there, and also another interesting jockey booking is Warren Kennedy for Peter Muscat there. Lightly raced and could make good further improvement. So I would go wide in the first leg here if you're taking a bipot. Second race is a merit-rated 83 handicap over 1,000 meters for fillies and mares. There is a current scratching on number 5, Sweet Symphony. So the field will be reduced to 10 runners. This is where my best bet comes in of the day. Number 4, Irish Bell, Rachel Vinegar for Duncan Howes. Was just touched off last time on the poly over 1,200 and comes off an 11-week break. The interesting thing is this daughter of What a Winter has done well in wet conditions. That's why I'll make her my best bet today. And from draw 4, could get us off the board here nicely for the day. For second, go for number 7, Travelling Light. Val Hewitson jumps back on this daughter of Give Me the Green Light. Hasn't won at this track, but has won over the distance and could pose a threat here as well. For third, we're going to go for number 3, Vivacious. Very consistent form. Has won twice over the distance and must be included with Simango Kamalo jumping on for Dennis Bosch there. And for fourth, we're going to go for number 1, Danya. Also good recent form and has finished second in her last 2 outings. His place at this track. Race 3 is a maiden plate over 1900 meters for fillies. 11 runs carded, currently 1 scratching of number 9, Lovely Lady. And this is a very tricky first leg of the pick 6. Narrow first selection is number 6, Siege of Orleans. Rachel Venica for Doug Campbell. Takes 3.5 off the back. So carries a nice galloping weight here. Has been staying on nicely over slightly shorter and could appreciate the extra distance today. Does make her course debut, and just tread carefully. Obviously, it's the first leg of the pick 6. For second, we're going to go for number 8, Rainwear. Has some decent recent form, always thereabouts. Has placed in wet conditions before, and will have the blinkers fitted today. Could pose a big threat here. And for third, we're going to go for the ultra consistent number 1, Sparkling Flame. Serena Moodley knows his daughter Pomodoro very well. Must be included in everything. For fourth, we're going to go for number 4, Roy's Rocker. Muzi jumps on board for the first time for Komnaidu, and has shown good recent form over the mile, showing signs that this daughter of Cape Town may appreciate the extra as well. Race 4 is a maiden plate over 2,200 meters. 10 runners carded, currently no scratchings. This is where my value bet kicks in. Number 1, Extract. Simango Kamalo jumps back on board and ran a great second to Deputy Marshal in his penultimate run. And despite casting a shoe, and will definitely appreciate the extra distance again today, which should be right up this 3-year-old Bear Gelding's alley. Currently 7-1. For second, we're going to go for the well-tried number 9, Grey Lingari. Kennedy has opted to remain aboard and is ultra consistent recently. Just has had quite a few runs. For third, we're going to go for number 7, Coral Copy. Fair recent form. Ignore the last run. It was well backed and there was something amiss there. That shows signs that the 6-year-old Chestnut Gelding had every chance to reproduce his first win. So will be selected for third. For fourth, we're going to go for number 10, Sapa at 6. Kyle Stradham retains the ride again for Duncan Hiles. Does tend to lose some ground at the start. Stable's in form and will be running on it at the death. That's my fourth selection. Race 5 is merit rated 78 handicap over 2,200 meters. It's 13 runners carded. Currently no scratchings. Also, this is a wide open race. And my narrow first selection is number 8, Blue Planet. Interesting jockey booking. Lyle Hewitson for Cole Hewitson. Had excuses last time. And before that, some good consistent form. Has won at this track. And is my narrow first selection in this tricky affair here. For second, I'm going for number 11, Mystery Boy. Has come back to form recently. Has won twice at this track. And with Kamala on board, could extract the best out of this son of noble tune. For third, going for number 7, Arrow's Mark. Came back to his best last time, over 1900 on the poly. Has won at this track before, and will be in the shake-up in this type of field. For fourth, I'm going for number 13, Twice Golden. Showing signs of coming back to his best as well. Enjoys the wet conditions, as has won twice before in wet conditions. Could upset at best, yeah. Race 6. This is a merit rated 88 handicap over 1900 meters, 7 runners carded. Scratching on number 7, Trump My Queens, reduced to 6 runners. You always be careful of these small races, they always produce the results. My narrow first selection will be number 2, Twice Equality. Was just touched off last time over 2,000 meters at this track. The interesting thing is that this 4-year-old Bay filly loves the wet conditions. Both wins have come in wet conditions. So if they run on the turf, there's a big chance in this field, especially with the conditions. For second, we're going to give to number 6, Silver Maria. Also in top form at the moment. Finished just behind Twice Equality last time. Is a kilogram better off. Has placed in wet conditions and also must be respected. For third, we're going to go for number 1, Aqua Sulis. Will be the likely pacemaker. Has done well recently. Tobiso Gourmet is running well for Duncan Hiles. And from draw 1, could be there as well. For fourth, we're going to go for number 5, Integrity. Is on a hat trick. Unbeaten over this course and distance. Sumango Kumada jumps on board. This daughter of Flower Alley must be respected here as well. Just a wide open race, just be careful. Race 7 is the Michaelmas Handicap over 1900 meters. 8 runners carded, currently no scratchings. Also a very tricky affair. And my first selection here, narrowly, is number 6, Sir Michael. Showing good consistent recent form. And his last run, the 4th horse, Banzai Pipeline, has come out and won since. Loves the wet, as both wins have come in wet conditions and softer conditions. So it will be my narrow first selection in this Michaelmas Handicap. For second, we're going to go for The evergreen number 1, Wealthy, has been running to stronger over further. Does come off an 11-week break. Also enjoys the wet conditions as well. For third, we're going to go for number 5, Donald McDonald. Ultra consistent. Will definitely be a threat in this field. Has placed in wet conditions before as well. And for fourth, we're going to go for number 2, Native Tongue. Always runs an honest race. Did flop in its only run in wet conditions. But Simango Komodo could extract the best out of this son of Master of My Fate, jumping on for Justin Snaith. In the last race, the 8th race, is a merit rated 73 handicap, 1200 meters, 16 runners carded. And I always say the last leg of the pick 6, always put the field in. Monero first selection here is number 2, Northern Warrior. Rachel Beneker for Michael Roberts. Has had a moderate last run over 1400 at this track. After a good previous comeback run to Saipan at this track as well. Jumps from a nice favorable draw of 2. Has one over the distance. And could skip away from them if allowed to dictate. But just note, this is a very open race. For second, I'm going for number 6, Captain Who. Showed much improved form last time on the poly over 1200 meters. And will be definitely finding a good finish. Hopefully the conditions don't find out this son of Captain L. For third, we're going to go for number 1, Rainbow Rising. Has had moderate recent form, has shown signs of coming back to its best. Does enjoy the softer conditions and has won over this course and distance before. So from pole position, could cause an upset at best here. For fourth, we're going to go for number 5, High Velocity. Gareth Wright for Garth Puller. Has shown some fair recent form. Does jump from a decent draw of 5. Hasn't won at this track yet, but has won over the distance. Hasn't really performed in the softer conditions, but could pose an outside threat at best here. So just be careful if they change the meeting to the poly, then just look at all the poly horses, the poly form, because I've been selecting on the turf track, to how they will run on the turf track, and tread carefully, break a leg, guys. Thank you, and back to Del Boy.
Hey, thanks for that great input, the Warrior. We really appreciate that. We've got an 8-race program at Greyville. We've got a Barpot PA, a best bet, and a value bet. I'd like to welcome all the new subscribers. We're growing at a rate of knots, so welcome, guys, and I hope you enjoy our content. We are a channel about value. We don't have favorites. However, Irish Bell has been backed into favourites, so we're quite disappointed about that. But we think it's a good thing. It's 5-2 though, 2.5-1. Otherwise, we wouldn't have put it as a best bet. But it was backed into favourites. So anyway, guys, enjoy today's racing, and we're already on a nice tidy profit this month, and we hope we keep it that way. So enjoy, have fun, break a leg, and cheers for now.